Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here today as we got a bunch of truck races in stores. We're closing in now on the end of the regular season here in the truck series, as well as I'm not sure if we're going to get an Xfinity hot seat in this episode or not, but we jump straight into the action here today in Chicago. I know it's been a few days since we've had a career mode video, but finally we got it back here going now as we're underway for the first race in this episode here in Chicago, and we've come off a very strong just run here lately in the truck series. A bunch of wins. I think we've gotten like 3 wins in the last handful of races now, so we're doing really good lately. But we started this race here in P17, so I was a little bit concerned that maybe our little streak here of good runs might come to an end now as we come through at a turn 2 just behind Rafael Lassard in the number 4 there for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Now as we go down this back straightaway 3 wide already as we went down into turns 3 here behind the 15 truck of Gray. I actually don't even know who that is, to be completely honest, now as we come through out of turns 4 on the inside of our teammate of Brett Moffitt there, as it looked like that might have been Matt Crafton or Grant Enfinger up on the far outside there as we came through to 2 to go on the stage. We had now moved our way though up inside the top 10 as we came through right to the end here of stage 1 here on lap 3 of 3. We had climbed up to P9 right behind our teammate of Brett Moffitt, and that's where we would finish here in stage 1. So considering starting P17, I was actually pretty happy with a P9 finish here, as Ross Chastain though was the stage winner here in Chicagoland now as we would get ready to go green for stage 2. I think this was the track where we got like our first truck series win in the NASCAR Heat 4 career mode. Obviously we've got already 3 wins now in our rookie season as we're underway here for the second stage. Hopefully we can maybe get win number 4 on the season here today in Chicago, which would be pretty epic. But just based off of that first stage, I don't know if we have winning speed in this truck, but of course I could hopefully be wrong now as we're up the inside of Ben Rhodes here as we come through turns 1 and 2 right behind the 23 of Moffitt and Sauter on the far outside, losing a bunch of ground there as we came through out of turns 2 heading down this back straightaway. So now right on the back of Moffitt at that point, but we come through straight to just 2 to go on the stage. We now made a 3 wide with Jordan Anderson and our teammate of Moffitt moving now up into the 6th position as Grant Enfinger was out in front at this point. We're still 3 wide on the exit of turns 4. None of us really wanting to give now as we use that draft from Austin Hill as we start the final lap. And then we got to the inside of Austin Hill down into turns 3 on the final lap of the stage. And then we would climb up now into the top 5 as we came through out of turns 4 as we come through down the front straightaway. Enfinger wins stage 2. We cross the line to get P5 here in stage 2. So a very solid stage effort, setting us up well for this third and final stage. We will be lining up there in P5 on the inside lane, and we've known that we seem to get a really good launch against the AI on restarts in this game, so I was confident that maybe we could get aggressive here and try to get up into P3 or so right here now as we're underway for the third and final stage right behind the 40 of Ross Chastain. And sure enough, we get a great launch. We're going to go 3 wide up the inside, and we get such a good launch that we're going to go straight to the front of the field here in Chicago now with less than 10 to go as we are now leading the way through turns 1 and turns 2 over Grant Enfinger in second place now as we exit turns 2 in command of the field now as we came through though to the end now of lap 16, hitting lap 17, just 6 to go at this point. The AI would actually run me down and put the pressure on. It was Stuart Friesen who was the first one able to get to my inside as my truck at this point in the final 6 or so laps had really started to fall off, unfortunately, now as we were 3 wide on the outside down the back straightaway. So now dropping here in the final handful of laps as we go down into turns 3 on the outside of the 15. He's going to get past me, so we drop to P5. Then Chastain would get past me as well. So I'll drop down to P6 as we came through to just 2 to go here in Chicago, actually hitting the white flag. It was Stuart Friesen out in front now as he looks to be another Canadian actually winning here in the Truck Series now as we go down into turns 1 as I just had nothing in the final stage there as we got off to a great launch. But then I just started losing ground. The truck just kind of started fading away, and unfortunately we would drift down here into the 6th position, but still a solid run here today for us in Chicago as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time. Chastain all the way up top. Obviously we have nothing for him coming through to the line, so it's going to be a solid P6 finish here to start the episode in Chicagoland. Todd Gilliland came up just short of victory there in P2, but Stuart Friesen wins in Chicago. He is now locked in to the playoffs likely, but we've had a lot of different winners this season, so maybe one win won't get you locked into the playoffs right now, as we will jump right into the next race here at the Tricky Triangle in Pocono, where we actually qualified P17 just like we did in the first race at Chicago. Now as I'll get aggressive once again right off the bat, going 3 wide down this front straightaway, getting to the inside of the 18 of Christian Eckes here as we go down towards turns 1 now, as you see the 52 of Friesen, who just won in Chicago, but it was our teammate of Zane Smith out front at this point who qualified up in P1 there on pole. So Zane Smith, I think, is going to be a big factor in the playoffs now, that we're going to have to watch out for him for sure, as we're going 3 wide with Friesen there down the backstretch, as we're also going to get to the inside of Jennifer Jo Cobb. Not really used to seeing her this far up the field, but we would get past her with no problem at all, and already up into P11 after starting P17 after about half a lap or so here in Chicago. We would climb up now to P10 though on the final lap of the second stage, but that was as far as I got here in stage 2. So we cross the line just behind Ty Majeski to get P10 in stage 1. So not the stage finish that I was really looking for, but it was Brett Moffitt actually who did get the stage victory. The GMS team this season has just been on fire, it seems now, with us winning, Zane Smith. I'm not sure if Brett Moffitt's won or not. He might have gotten a win or two so far. Now as we get ready to start stage 2. Now as the green flag is back out and we are underway here from P10, but it was not a good launch at all for myself. But thankfully, I was actually able to get down to the bottom lane right off the bat here now for stage 2. So we would hold on to this 10th position here as we go down towards turn 1 just behind the 45 of Ty Majeski. Now as we're going to slide up the track actually there behind Jordan Anderson, as I just slipped up completely on the entrance into turns 1 here as we go down this first back straightaway side by side with the 52 of Friesen. Now as I want to get an opportunity to get down to that bottom lane, of course, but it did not seem like that was going to happen as we go down towards that tunnel turn, and then the inside there gets taken up by the 88 of Matt Craft, and then I get into the outside wall on the exit of the tunnel turn, and now we're down to P15 after that little incident. So not a good start to the final, or the second stage, and we come through to the final lap of the second stage, still in P15, right in this group of trucks now as we come through out of turns 3. It was the 23 of Moffitt winning stage 2, and unfortunately we come through to cross the line in P15, so not good at all here in the second stage. We have a lot of work to do going into this third and final stage. I am confident though that we can maybe still turn things around and maybe get a top 10 if we're lucky. We've finished in the top 10 a lot lately, and we don't want that to end here today in Pocono. But it is definitely going to be a tough feat. Now as the green flag is back out, and once again we are underway here now for the third and final stage. Only 4 laps remain. We're going to get aggressive right off the bat, go 3 wide with Hill and Crafton as we come through now into P13. We're also going to try to get to the inside of Spencer Boyd in the 20 truck as we go down into turns 1, so already now up into P12, maybe even P11 as we come through turns 1, 3 wide again now with Sauter and our teammate of Zane Smith, but Smith gets clear of Sauter and holds on to P9, but we're now up inside the top 10 on the inside here of Jordan Anderson. We're as well going to carry our momentum right to the inside of our teammate of Zane Smith as we go down into the tunnel turn, and now we are going to move up into P9. A little bit of contact there with Zane Smith. Now that's not the first time we've run into our teammate of Smith this season so far, as we slice to the inside as well of Majeski, and we're even going to be able to climb up now into P8, but we would kind of stay in P8 now as we came through to just 2 to go in the race, and we were approaching the final lap now, and I just couldn't go anywhere, but I ended up losing a position to the number 3 of Jordan Anderson, and then we came through down towards turns 3 on the final lap, trying to fight back, but I just didn't have enough in the truck now, as it was a 23 though of Brett Moffitt coming through, our teammate, to win in Pocono, and we're going to come to the line to finish in the 9th position, so we at least continue this streak of top 10 finishes, so we can't complain too much there with that. I knew Pocono wasn't going to go the greatest for us. We've always kind of struggled here at Pocono, and thankfully we still get a solid finish out of it after what I considered to be a fairly rough race. But now we will move on straight into the next race here at Kentucky. Still no Xfinity hot seat at this point, so we might not actually get one in this episode now as we get ready to go green here in Kentucky from, once again, 3 races so far in this episode, and we have qualified P17 for each and every single one now. As we go down into turns 1, it was Stuart Friesen though starting out front as he led the way down into turns 1 and 2. Now as we're just behind Gray here as we go down this back straightaway. So once again though, after starting P17, my confidence wasn't actually that bad, because we've seen that we can work our way forwards in both races so far now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 in Kentucky. Pretty fun track for myself here. I enjoy racing in this track, but I've never had the greatest track record based off the NASCAR Heat 4 career mode, at least. But we came through to just 2 to go here in stage 1. We had gotten to the inside there of the number 51 of Riley Herbst now as we go down this front straightaway. So up now into P13 as we start the final lap of stage 1. Go to the inside of Gray as well, past him. Then we go to the inside of Jordan Anderson as we went down into turn 3. Moffitt all the way to the top, and we might be able to get stage points out of this now as we come through out of turns 4. The 16 of Austin Hill leads the way down the front straightaway, and we're somehow going to climb up into P9 as Hill wins stage 1. We come through to cross the line there in the 9th position. So surprisingly, we just kind of snuck our way there into the stage points. Very happy with that now, as Austin Hill, like I said, is your stage winner. Ross Chastain up there in P2, Crafton up in the mix, as well as you also got Ben Rhodes too up there now as we get ready to go green for the start of the second stage. Now behind the 98 of Enfinger as we are once again underway here in Kentucky for the start of stage 2 from P9. Is clearly we have a truck capable of running pretty good here. Maybe we can sneak up into the mix for this victory, kind of like we did in Chicago now, as Enfinger took Friesen and our teammate of Smith 3 wide through turns 1 and out of turns 2, and then we would get right into the mix. We would take Enfinger 3 wide now as we came through turns 3 and out of turns 4 with his teammate of Ben Rhodes as well as we go down this front straightaway here as we hit the lap 2 of 4 in stage 2. Still side by side though with the 99 of Ben Rhodes, as Austin Hill still leads the way over Crafton and Chastain as we come through turns 1, clearing the 98 of Rhodes. So now we're up into P4 at this point as we go down the back straightaway. Then we would get to the inside of Crafton as we were approaching just 2 to go in the second stage. So now we climb up into P3, trying to put the pressure next on Ross Chastain, but Chastain would take the lead from Austin Hill. So we would get to the inside though still of Austin Hill, and we would try to take over the second position as we started the final lap here in stage 2. Sure enough, we would be able to take P2 away from Hill, and then we came through to cross the line though to get P2 here in stage 2, but setting us up very well for the third and final stage here in Kentucky. Our teammate Zane Smith has climbed up into P3. Jordan Anderson rounds out the top 10. And we know so far that the restarts, like I've already mentioned before, are a really good opportunity for us to gain a lot of time, as the AI just cannot ever seem to fire off on the restarts now as we are underway for the third and final stage. And as I say that, we actually don't get the greatest launch. We're still side by side here with Ross Chastain as we go down towards turns 1. Just behind us is Zane Smith, looking to maybe pounce on the 40 truck of Watermelon Boy now as we come through turns 1 and 2. Chastain clears me on the exit of turns 2. A little bit of contact there with Zane Smith as we go down this back straightaway. Smith would clear me, then go to the inside of Chastain. I would follow through and climb up now into second place past Ross Chastain as we were trying to put the pressure on our teammate of Smith, but I couldn't do anything. I lost ground to him, and then Jordan Anderson joined the party here with a handful of laps to go. He would pass me for P2. He would run down our teammate of Zane Smith as we came through now out of turns 4 and lap 19. I got passed as well by Ross Chastain, as I would kind of like Chicago. I was just falling off massively. It was now Chastain who actually took the lead, but he still had Jordan Anderson on his back bumper. Now this being the final lap here in Kentucky, Chastain goes all the way to the top and hands the lead away to the 3 of Jordan Anderson as they came through turns 3 and out of turns 4, and it's going to be Jordan Anderson who is going to come through to win his first ever Truck Series race here in Kentucky as we come through to cross the line in the 6th position. So we climbed up to the front again, and then in the final handful of laps we just kind of fell off and finished there in P6, unfortunately. But now we're going to go through into one more race for this episode, and it is going to be the Eldora Dirt Derby, a track that I'm looking forward to a lot. We only get to do dirt racing, you know, on the NASCAR schedule one time a season, and that is, of course, here in Eldora. So we were ready to get going as Angela Rutsch is on the pole. I don't know how that happens, but it did. So we're going to have to watch over her now as we get ready to go green here in the inside lane actually had a decent qualifying effort, and it was not P17. We could have went 4 for 4 and made a P17 for each qualifying effort. Now as we're underway though from P7 here in the Eldora Dirt Derby, hopefully we can move our way forwards and have a chance to get win number 4 now on the season. But it's Angela Rudge leading the way now as we go down this backstretch. We were 4 wide for a moment, but we continue to move our way forwards on this inside lane. We're already up into P3, going for P2 here in the first lap of the stage, and we get right to the back of Angela Rudge now with 3 to go in stage 1, and then we're going to go to the inside of her and try to make a pass for the lead now as we come through the center of turns 1 and 2. She's going to try and fight back there down the back straightaway now as we go down towards turn 3. We would clear Angela and take over the lead and dominate the first stage. We would come to easily win stage 1 here in Eldora, so there's another playoff point to our name. So looking really good going into the second stage here in Eldora. Majeski got up to P2, but Angela Rudge actually was able to hold on to a solid P3 there as Grant Enfinger is in P10 now as we're ready to go green here for stage 2. So hopefully, if we don't make any mistakes, I'm really confident we're going to come out of here a winner now is ready to go green for the start of the second stage now as we are underway here for stage 2. It is 6 laps now as we go down into turns 1. Obviously, laps at Eldora are very, very short now as it looked like Rudge and I think Majeski actually made some contact there on the exit of turns 2 now as we go down the backstretch into turns 3, and we once again would just take control. We were driving away here. Now it's actually gone to the outside wall there with 4 to go in stage 2 as we go down into turns 1 now as we came through now to the final lap though of the second stage. Just no competition at all for myself as we come through out of turns 4. We would breeze our way through stage 2, get another playoff point here in Eldora. So things are looking great for us right now as we get ready to go green for the third and final stage. Austin Wayne Self climbed up into the second position there now as we did obviously not have to worry about coming to the pit lane as we have a little bit of fuel left in the truck there of over 1,000 laps now as we're ready to go green here for the third and final stage here in Eldora. Can we hang on to win the Eldora Dirt Derby in our first ever Truck Series season now as we are underway for the third and final stage? Only 8 laps to go here in Eldora. We clear the 22 of Austin Wayne Self already now as we come through out of turns 2, so we're already in great shape here to potentially hang on to the victory. We come through to just 4 laps to go. We had driven away once again. The AI had absolutely nothing for us now as we came through out of turns 2. So just cruising to the victory at this point now as I was just hoping that it was going to stay green and we would be able to pick up yet another win on our rookie season here. And now as we came through to start the final lap, looking in great shape. There's actually getting to the outside wall through turns 1 and turns 2. I wanted to be a little bit aggressive and get up by that wall and almost completely ruined everything there. As we go down into turns 3, we're going to try it again though as we come through turns 3 and out of turns 4. Dominant performance here in Eldora. We had no competition as we get into the wall there on the exit of the corner, but it doesn't matter. We win here in Eldora. Win number, I believe, 4 on the season. So just having a great rookie season now. Like I said, after the first 3 or 4 races, I was a little bit concerned on how things were going to go. But we just completely turned things around, and we end this video here with a win in Eldora. So I'm very, very happy with that, of course. Now, as we have nothing to worry about in terms of the playoffs, you're going to see here the playoff grid in a minute and how it's really looking that, like, I think every single truck in the playoffs right now is a winning truck. So that's going to make things extremely, extremely interesting. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the episode, you know what to do. There you see it in the next episode. We will have another Xfinity Series hot seat there at Iowa. It probably won't be the same car because I have to go and restart the game after this, but we'll see. It will be a 4-star car, we do know that. But there you see the playoff grid. Now, everybody in the playoffs does have a win. So that's going to make things extremely interesting to see who's going to get in and who won't. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.